I'm back in Vegas, and I'm about to meet with Dr. Livingston again. I'm getting my therapy through his writing, and I'm reading about Dr. Livingston's son's struggle with dying.
Oh, it's like a torture.
And I cried so much that moment. I'm not always strong.
So sad. I can't even stand it.
It's like a tough morning.
It's a terrible morning. I'm gonna have a giant headache. I don't care.
But I can't always be the rock that you see.
I mean, I've known you for all these years, and it's the first time that I see you that emotional, crying so much. I'd like to understand this a little bit better.
I couldn't help it. What Dr. Livingston had written about losing a loved one and just the pain and agony of that, it struck a chord of loss and grief. And it just struck me and I couldn't stop it.
I have to go get ready now. I'm gonna try to look like I haven't been crying all the time.
I'm back in Vegas and I'm about to meet with Dr. Livingston again. Hello?
Oh, Shania, good to see you again. How have you been?
Oh, good. Dr. Livingston completely understands to the greatest depth what it is to lose someone you love. And then not only to carry on with his life, but through that experience, then be able to give back and help others. I've been crying a lot in the last couple of days, and I think that maybe we could talk about the grief that we experience. And the hardest part, maybe, other than the pain while you're going through a crisis, is that now everything's different. And now we have a new reality, just like that.
But we haven't lost ourselves. That's the important thing to recognize. I reached a point in my grieving over the loss of my son when I had to ask myself, is this the defining moment of my life? Am I ever going to be anything besides a bereaved parent?
Yes.
And I think you're in the same position. And the answer, of course, is that yes, indeed,
Yes.
you do have an identity. This is not the defining moment of your life. It's just a terrible, terrible loss that you're in the process now of grieving.
Well, I'm trying to redefine this moment in my life. Mm-hmm. And then that brings me to how do we go through life and weed out the people that could be potentially harmful to us or betray us?
I think realizing how vulnerable we are, because we're imperfect in terms of our ability to judge other people, so that we're all subject to betrayal. We're all subject to being taken advantage of. But here's the most important thing that I have to say to you, and that is, you can't get to the truth by asking the wrong questions. So rather than ask, why did these people do this to me? Mm-hmm. The real question is, what happened in this marriage that mm-hmm. brought us to this? And I think you have to look a little bit farther back to get an answer.
Well, I actually agree with you. I think that was maybe more of a result of a declining relationship anyway. But I cannot imagine my ex-husband ever would have hurt anyone intentionally. He's a very kind man.
I think that it's a certain amount of reality helps here.
Okay.
Nobody slipped and fell into bed, you know? Be okay.
Yes.
It's intentional on both sides.
Yes, but Marianne was observing my relationship and the breakdown of my marriage, because I was sharing that with her, don't forget. I was confiding in her about my concerns in my marriage.
Well, she was following her heart too, though, don't you think?
Yes, but don't you think that a traitor is a different type of person?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a harsh judgment, because once you label her as a traitor, then she becomes a kind of cartoon figure. But kind of seeing her as someone who made an awful mistake makes her more human, I think. And so maybe she's not eligible for a firing squad.
You know, deep down, no. deep down, of course, I know you're right. That of course I believe she made a terrible mistake. Will she ever realize, or whether she realizes it now or not, I don't know.
It's out of your control.
It's out of my control. That is certainly the truth.
But the question is, what's next?
What's next?
How do you move on from this? And the ultimate act of courage is to be honest with ourselves, and learn something from our losses and to face them in the way that you're doing. And I know it's going to be a great payoff for you.
I'm not over it. I'm not over being, upset with Marianne. Do we want to go upstate?
I'd love to.
But what I did by talking to Dr. Livingston about my anger was very necessary, because that is forcing yourself to deal, as opposed to just waiting and saying, oh, time will take care of it eventually. We're going up. Up, 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 can only go up from here.
Well, this must be a familiar feeling to you. I can't imagine it. What would it be like to have all those people looking at you?
Scary! I get scared every time I'm going to go up on stage.
My suggestion is that you not see this as something that you have to work hard at, or some obstacle that you have to overcome. I think it has much more to do with releasing it. I don't think this is a mountain that you have to climb. I think it's maybe just a bed you have to relax in or something, rather than seeing it.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's why I'd encourage the singing, even if you feel as though everything isn't perfect.
Yeah.
Think of it as a gift, that you're going to give a lot of people who will be thrilled to have you back.
Yeah. I always say, maybe I'll come back when I'm about 85, and I'm singing in the church choir. I will sing again. It's when. I think sitting down with Dr. Livingston this time spread my healing up a little bit. This tour isn't about being passive. This tour and this journey is about engaging myself, taking on the challenge. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for everything.
All right.
It's inevitable that you're going to learn from that and grow from that.
Look forward to it.
Well, we're going to meet again. And
yeah, of course.
We'll have more to talk about.
She's allowing me to stay on her couch. She's helping me out. She's allowing her husband to be there for me. That was the part that was tearing my...
Yeah, but because she trusted you.
Right.
She trusted you.
This